All right, welcome back to the ship here on Fox Sports Radio, KOKC 1540 AM. With me, I have the one and only Solomon Wilcots, NFL analyst for CBS Sports, and Jim Joyce, founder and CEO of Athlon Medical and Diagnostic subsidiary Exosome Sciences. Is that correct?
You got it.
Oh, man, I hit that first time at the ballpark. Now, your purpose of being here on Radio Row this week in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, at Athlon Medical, we're advancing the first candidate blood test to diagnose CTE in the living. And we recently completed a study that was first NIH-funded study to look at this biomarker to diagnose CTE, and the outcomes were published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease. And we now want to accelerate additional studies with former NFL players. So we're here to collaborate with former players, some of them former colleagues, to advance a new study to validate this biomarker. And if we can validate a biomarker to diagnose CTE in the living, opens up the opportunity to start treating people, to evaluate therapies.
And how successful have you all been with this so far as you go about doing this, getting this information?
Yeah, so we've been very successful so far. I think many players recognize that this condition's never been diagnosed in individuals that didn't participate in activities that involve repetitive head trauma. And for that reason, there's not a large population of individuals, very unique population, former NFL players, military personnel, boxers, that are most likely to succumb or suffer from this disease. So they recognize we need their collaboration. We need them to step back onto the field to participate in these studies.
Okay, and Solomon, what is your involvement with it?
Well, I've come on board with Jim and with Athlon Medical to help with this educational campaign. It really is about early detection so that people can have accurate information so they can make more or better informed decisions. And so to be able to come here to the Super Bowl and share that information, particularly with this population, not just around the National Football League, but in sports across every single sport, because whether it's soccer, whether it's rugby, internationally, this is information that a lot of people can use so that they can make better and more informed decisions.
And how can people, before we switch topics to Super Bowl, how can people get more information and become a part of this?
All they have to do is go onto the website. If they want more information on the clinical study at www.exosomesciences.com. That's exosomesciences.com.
All right, now we are here in Houston, Texas, site of Super Bowl 51. Now, everybody feels that Atlanta is just got the momentum, got a lot of feel good going on in the Sunday's game. I know both of you all played in the NFL. I would love your thoughts on who you all think is going to win Sunday and why.
Yeah, see, Jim likes Atlanta. I mean, I've gone around, almost everyone's sort of leaning toward the Patriots. I'm leaning toward the Patriots.
You're a smart man.
And Jim, he's smarter than I am. I mean, this guy is discovering biomarkers, right? But you feel pretty good about Atlanta, don't you?
We put the data into our proprietary scientific algorithms, and what comes out is if you can get a helmet on Tom Brady, you win.
Okay. Now,
isn't that something? See?
He telling us something new. now, I presume that the New York Giants must be big fans of yours, then, huh?
Yeah, I suspect so.
But see, the Giants did that
exactly twice.
They did that
Cost
twice.
Me a lot of money too. Now I gotta ask this: what's the final score you got for them?
Oh, Atlanta 33, New England 28.
Okay.
That's strong because you know what?
Yeah.
If Atlanta gets 33, they'll probably win the game.
What? Well, no, I'm not going to. No,
the only reason why I'm saying that because if they can score that many points, think about it. They're playing keep away a little bit from Tom Brady in the offense. That many points, that means about 5 possessions turning into touchdowns. It takes time to put 5 touchdowns on the board, and so that's winning time of possession as well. And their number, remember, they're going up against the number 1 ranked scoring defense, are the Falcons. The Patriots allow an average of 15 points a game. So if you put 33 on that Patriots defense, that's doubling up the average in terms of what they're allowing. So I think if you were to really look at it, if you could get 33 points against the Patriots, it may be good. I'm not saying it will be good enough to win, but I think that's where the number
What do you got to find us?
Remember, Jim's smarter than both of us put together.
Did you see the quarterbacks that the Patriots face this year?
Here we go. I have seen them, but they are NFL players. I mean, I will say that, but you're right.
Now, what do you got to find the score being?
I would go the other way. I think the Patriots hold them below their average. I think they get about 25 points. I would predict 35-25 Patriots.
See, I am seeing a high scoring game for some reason. I know we all rave about Bill Belichick's defensive stuff, but I just, Atlanta, both teams can score quickly, which is key. But obviously, like you said, the key for Atlanta would be keeping Tom Brady off the field. So hopefully they can, drive down and take a lot of the clock out. I'm a big proponent of what Bill Belichick does as it relates to, time management. And when they flip the coin, him deferring, trying to get the ball in the second half, but trying to steal a possession in the first half as you lead going into halftime. I see it 38-35. I actually see them coming back when it's 35-31 and them coming back at the end with Tom Brady getting that touchdown.
Your score is only 3 points off my score.
That is true, but
I'm 35-25 Patriots. And, I mean, that's what I said.
Yeah, no. But I'm saying I'm giving Atlanta I'm giving them more points to kind of keep it close because before this matchup, I wasn't really excited about it.
But your score was
38-35.
35.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you said 38-25.
No. I got it 38-35. No, you're fine. 38-35. Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I don't see them scoring that much. I just don't see it. I mean, they may, but I don't see it.
Hey, look, I hope not. I hope I'm wrong.
It'll be interesting to see if Kyle Shanahan's offense could put 35 points against the Patriots defense that's had 2 weeks to prepare, while one offensive coordinator was off interviewing for another job and trying to put a staff together. I mean, I don't see it happening, but I'll watch the game like everyone else.
I agree, Solomon. He's not going to put 35. It's going to be 33.
Okay.
28.
And I do want to get your thoughts on this. John Lynch got the GM position over in San Francisco. Obviously, no experience whatsoever. Friendships, as they say. What are your thoughts on that?
First of all, I have all the respect for John Lynch. Phenomenal player, but I think what people need to understand, very smart guy. And if there's anyone can do it, then it's him. I just think that that's a steep learning curve because the things that are required in that job, you can only outsource so many areas of responsibility. Before now, that job is being done by so many other people other than the person that was hired to do it. And what I'm talking about is the evaluation of talent. How do you evaluate and grade players, not just in terms of drafting players, but where do you take them? And I think there's an art to that. There's a science to that that's not easily, it's not easily done. You don't just become an expert in that area overnight. Who's going to negotiate contracts? You're in the broadcast booth 1 minute, now you have to negotiate contracts. And where does the knowledge come from? Where does the experience come from in that area? Just managing a team. You start off with 90 guys in the offseason, and then you have to cut down to 53, and then you're constantly tweaking a roster. People are taking some of the players off your developmental squad. You've got to take players off the other team's developmental squad. When you take that player, you got to put them on your 53-man roster.
Yep.
And things are being done every single day to improve the roster for your head coach. Kyle Shanahan's got to coach the team. He can't be managing the roster and finding players and understanding how to acquire players, who you're going to cut, who you're going to keep. There's an art and a science to that. So I've already given maybe 3 or 4 different functions in that job that requires, I think, great deal of experience, great deal of ability, and there's a steep learning curve. And even with a Stanford degree, I still think there could be some challenges.
Before we get you out of here, you broadcast a lot of the Kansas City Chiefs games for CBS. What do they need to do to make that next hump to get past
Kansas
the division?
City?
Yes.
I think they need to be, there's no doubt, more explosive on offense. If you look at them defensively, they rank very high in terms of their ability to take the ball away. They get turnovers. They keep the score down in games. The Chiefs win a lot of games, but then when they get to the playoffs, the ability to match up against some of the best teams in the NFL, just not enough explosive ability on the offensive side of the ball. Not a lot of versatility. Who was their best receiver this year.
Tariq
The tight
Hill.
end,
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Travis
Kelce.
Kelce. It was Travis Kelce. He was the most consistent. And why we love Jeremy Maclin, I think Chris Conley is a young guy that's coming on. Tyreek Hill was a huge addition. He saved them in many of their games. And now they just need to be, I think, more consistent, more explosive, particularly in the passing game. And as good as Alex Smith has been at terms of managing games, keeping them in games, and maybe not losing games, in the big games, he's got to be bigger.
You heard it here first from Solomon Wilcots, and thank you for joining me, taking your time out of schedule.
I told you I'd come on.
You did tell me you would come on, and Jim Joyce, I appreciate it.
Darren,
thank
my
you
pleasure.
all very. And one more time before we go, tell them where they can go to get information.
At www.exosomesciences.com. That's www.exosomesciences.com.
Thank you all very much.